Hello, everybody, and welcome into the Butt Fumble Sports Daily Show. An early Friday morning for you guys. It is Black Friday, and thus there is an NFL game starting this afternoon. I saw the time for 3 o'clock. I don't actually know if that's the correct time or if that's the broadcast time. I'm still seeing 3, so 3 o'clock kickoff for the Jets and the Dolphins. We're going to touch on everything that you guys need to know, not just about that game, but the NBA slate today, the NHL slate today, a lot of sports today, as well as obviously this weekend ahead. The game is a little bit more than 24 hours away. Cannot wait to talk some Ohio State, Michigan football. We'll touch on everything that you guys need for NFL Week 12 as well. We came so close to have an amazing day yesterday. Unfortunately, the Detroit Lions decided to sleep instead of feast on Thanksgiving, so we weren't able to cash on as many parlays as we would have liked, but we did really well yesterday. We called our touchdowns and our player prop bets really well, so hopefully you guys tailed us there. We have a ton to get into today. If you guys have questions across TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, we will be answering all of them for the next hour or so. I will warn you guys, I'm not necessarily in my best physical state. Definitely came out of Thanksgiving with maybe a little bit of food, something. But that said, I'm ready to rock today, answer as many questions as I can before maybe I have to step off and go attend to other things. But we're going to do as much as we can over the next hour to prepare you guys for this weekend of sports and for today in sports. If you're watching over on TikTok, thank you. I hope you're having a great Friday. And of course, I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. If you're watching over on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, hope you're having a great day. Dante's ready to cash some tickets. Happy Black Friday to you, Dante. To all of those out there, I don't know if we say happy Black Friday. All I'll say is happy Friday after Thanksgiving. Hopefully you're feeling great. You're excited to cash in on some good deals, not just on the shopping side of the world, but also in your sports betting and your fantasy sports. So welcome in everybody. Butt Fumble Sports early show today, but we're going to take care of you and hopefully give you a lot of good advice. As always, I hope you guys hit that follow button. I hope you guys are subscribing. We are on TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Instagram, and of course, Twitter X. So make sure you follow us on all of our platforms. That way you never miss our content, you never miss our commentary, you know whenever we're live, and that way you can always join us. With that said, Cody, great to see you. Happy Black Friday to you. Make sure you guys sign up for our free newsletter. I want to make sure I stress this. We put out a newsletter every Sunday morning with all of our favorite NFL picks. We did a special edition yesterday for Thanksgiving. We did really well on our picks, again, outside of the Detroit Lions. Make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, and sign up for that free newsletter today. That way you can get our favorite NFL picks for Sunday on Sunday. That email will be in your inbox at 6 a.m. on Sunday. Make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, and go sign up. Ranger, thanks for hitting us up with the train. You got us off to a great start today. We're having way too much fun already. With that said, let's get into some fantasy advice and some sports betting advice. Why don't we? Ian PY, pick 2. I'd go Wilson and Addison. I don't like James Cook this week. Thanks so much for the question. Ryan, should I trade Mahomes and Chase for Stroud and Diggs? Ryan, I actually would do that trade. Thanks so much for the question, Ryan. Love the question. We will give out picks throughout the show. I am going to try some of these different live goals. I want to have some fun. We're not just going to do the roses today. So with that said, I do owe you guys a pick because Ranger already dropped a train on us. I'm going to give out a couple picks. I mentioned these yesterday, but I'll put them back on the board. Celtics on the money line today, guys. Celtics on the money line. Suns on the money line. That's another one that we like. Putting those two up there now. Cody, Mixon, Collins, or Josh Downs. Tricky. I like Collins maybe a little bit more than Downs. Those are the two that I'm struggling between, but Collins number 1, Downs would be number 2, Cody. Thanks so much for watching the show and supporting us. Tweety Bird, Collins, or Kirk for wide receiver 2. Tricky, tricky, tricky. I'm going to lean maybe just slightly on this one towards Kirk, and the reason I say that is I think Kirk's targets overall will be a good play. Why is Nebraska a favorite this morning? Phenomenal question. There are so few times where Nebraska deserves to necessarily be a favorite, but today they are. As to why, it's because they're at home, I guess. I don't actually agree with it. I agree with you. There might be an injury we're unaware of, but I don't know why Iowa is the underdog. Iowa right now looks like it's the team that's going to be playing the winner of the game in the Big Ten Championship. Iowa's been playing really well, especially defensively. One note for you guys on that game. Iowa-Nebraska has a total set at 24.5. That is a stupidly low total. That is crazy. In fact, let's do some research. I have actually never done this. I've never done this during the show, but we're going to go to, if I can pull it up correctly, not Killer Spots. We're going to go to killersports.com. Killersports.com is a website that's a data bank for information. Let's go check it out really quick. I'm going to show you guys what that total means for the bets that we're doing today. So if you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, bear with us. We're going to have some fun for a moment because that Iowa-Nebraska game is at a ridiculously low total of 24.5. And I'm just curious. In the history of college football, let's say in the season, let's go from 2000 on, and the total is set at, let's say, under, what is it set at right now? What is it, 24.5? Have we ever seen a line under 30.5? Let's take a look at that. In games where the total is under 30.5, interestingly enough, the over is 4-2. Now, again, this line is even lower than that, but you have to be a little bit encouraged. This is the lowest line in the history of college football since 2000. Since 2000, this is the lowest overall total we have ever seen in college football. Unbelievable. That said, very interesting to note, every game since 2000 that has had a total under 30, equal to or under 30, the road team has lost. So we just talked about why is Nebraska maybe a home favorite. Every time in the history of college football since 2000 that the total has been 30 points or under, the home team has won. Very interesting note. By the way, the over is 2-1 on that. You want to go back even farther? Let's have some fun. 1980. Since 1980, how many times have we seen a line of 30 points or less? I'm still seeing only 3 times. Unbelievable. So guys, the home team, when the line is that low, the home team is the favored play. Just something to note. Kyrie Shoe Gang, I'd go Taysom Hill. Kyrie Shoe Gang, I'd go Taysom Hill. Reversed, morning, should I go with Puka, Brown, or Olave? Reversed, I'll go Olave. We're hearing Derek Carr is going to play for the Saints. That might give me a little bit more confidence on Olave. Jake Farrell, pick 1. Flowers, Ford, Downs, Godwin, Madison, or Moore. Really tough. You've got 3 players I love this week. Flowers, Ford, and Moore. I'm going to lean towards Ford, just barely over Moore, but it's very close. Grant Carl. I'm going to lean towards Garrett Wilson, believe it or not. I'll go Garrett Wilson. Adrian Sanchez, great to see you. I'm going to go with Kareem Hunt. Such a good matchup for him against the Denver Broncos run game. I'm going to go Kareem Hunt. Ranger, thanks so much for the happy Friday. I hope you're having a wonderful Friday. You guys know what that means. Every time we hit our live goal, we're going to give out some picks for you guys. So let's reset it. I'm going to put up some fun ones today. It's not just going to be the hearts. We're going to have some fun today. So we'll try different live goals. Hopefully you guys have fun along the way. Jeff Wilson playable today. We dem boys. Jeff Wilson is playable today. Achan is out. Everybody, Devon Achan is not playing today. Jeff Wilson's value does go up. Let's give out some picks. And speaking of that pick, I'm going to take the Dolphins on the money line. You guys already know that. I like Dolphins on the money line. Let's give out a player prop bet as well. Player prop bet for you guys in that one as well. I'm taking Raheem Mostert over half a touchdown. Raheem Mostert over half an anytime touchdown. We did decently on our anytime touchdown plays yesterday. Unfortunately, didn't get Ferguson in there, but CeeDee Lamb, Christian McCaffrey, and obviously David Montgomery. Tweety Bird, pick 2 for the flex. Collins would absolutely be 1. Thanks so much, Ranger. Collins would be 1. And I'm going to go Downs 2. Tweety Bird, Collins, and Downs would be the 2. Caleb Stutz, Swift, or Barkley in the flex. I'll go Saquon Barkley. Barkley's the better play tomorrow or Sunday against the Patriots. Adrian got ways. I traded Waddle, Ferguson, and Hunt for Jonathan Taylor. You gave up a little bit too much in my estimation. Harry Nolan, tricky one. I think I like Freiermuth if he's fully healthy, but likely he's got the better matchup. Tricky. Fiji's, choose 2, no PPR. I'd go Bijan and I'd go Stevenson. Bijan and Breece Hall. Choose 2, I'll go Bijan and Breece Hall just barely. 3 rooks, pick 2. I'd go Jalen Warren and Raheem Mostert. Jalen Warren and Raheem Mostert. John Tosh, what's up? I hope you're having a great day. Should I trade Wilson for Kyron Williams? I'm not crazy about it. It's okay. Fiji's, I just answered you. It's Bijan and Breece Hall. Fiji's, Bijan and Breece Hall. Mario, I'd go Nico Collins just barely over Pittman. Very close, though. Do you know if there's any word on Achan if playing? Yep, Wilksy, I just actually mentioned that. Achan is not playing today, guys. Devon Achan will not be playing today. They're sitting him out, so he will not be playing. Jeff Wilson's Jr.'s, his value goes up. Additionally, I also think the value of Raheem Mostert goes up, so good opportunities there. Let's give out a few more picks for you guys to say thank you for you guys helping me out with my live goal. Of course, we are grateful for all the support that you guys show us every single day. I hope you guys are loving the content and loving the show. Let's give out a few more picks. We're going to go back to the NBA. A couple of NBA picks for you. Now, keep in mind, the NBA has in-season tournament games today. In-season tournament games because it's a Friday. I don't know if you guys are aware, but all Tuesdays and Fridays for like October or November and early December, I think, are all tournament games. So that's something we got to keep our eye on. But speaking of that, in that tournament game, there is a matchup that we really like. Spurs, Warriors. Right now, the total is set at 234.5. 234.5 set for that Spurs and Warriors game. I'm looking towards the over on this one, but I want to get it at the most favorable spot. You guys know we like alternative lines here. So the alternative line I would take for this one is probably 229.5. 229.5 on this one. So that is Spurs, Warriors, over 229.5. Keep in mind, guys, the in-season tournament games, those totals are more likely to go over. Here's the reason why. Now, maybe Vegas has adjusted, but the NBA wants to encourage scoring in those games, so points are valued in terms of tiebreakers. So expect teams to keep shooting, keep trying to score, despite the fact that there might be a big lead on one side. So definitely something to keep note of. Fiji's, Chase or Waddle. I'd go Waddle, Fiji's. I'd go Waddle. Jeremy, I'd go Kirk over Olave. Kirk over Olave. Elizabeth, Achan is not playing today. Elizabeth, Achan is out. Ridley will be your play. Michael, Tua or Kyler? Great question. I'm going to lean maybe just slightly towards Kyler. Very close, though. Matt Chubb, Taysom Hill, Cooper Kupp, or Chandler for the flex. Matt, I'd go Amari Cooper, I think, just barely. Amari Cooper, barely. Start Jacobs or Mostert with no Achan. Oh, Mostert. Love Mostert today. Thoughts on A.J. Brown this week? Interesting. A.J. Brown's matchup this week. Philadelphia Eagles are playing the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo has struggled defensively, so I'm going to say I like A.J. Brown to bounce back after last week. The Bills don't have the quality of defense that the Chiefs have. Last week, we expected A.J. Brown to kind of have a bad game. At least I did. I mentioned to you guys last week, I thought Devontae Smith would outperform A.J. Brown. That's exactly what happened. That really is about the scheming, the quality of talent in terms of coaching over there in Kansas City. Part of the reason I like that. Don't think Buffalo's the same position. Damian Skyberg, thanks so much for hitting me up with that money gun. We got some picks to give out in 1 second. Fiji's, I'd go Ramondre Stevenson. Fiji's, I'd go Ramondre Stevenson. Adrian Got Ways, is Garrett Wilson a keeper now since Rodgers said playoffs or not? I don't think Garrett Wilson's value is really predicated on Aaron Rodgers. I actually think it's just who are you comparing him against? Is he going to get enough targets rest of season to make it worth it? That's one of the reasons I say it. We dem boys, Jeff Wilson or Javonte Williams. I lean towards Wilson. I know Javonte is the RB1, but I like Wilson's matchup a whole lot more against the Jets. By the way, Damian Skyberg, really appreciate you. Thanks so much for helping me out. Let's get at it, guys. I'm going to give out a few more picks for you guys. Let's go to some player prop bets. I'm going to give out 2 player prop bets for the NBA to say thank you to Damian Skyberg for hooking me up with my live goal. First one that I'm going to give out is going to be Nikola Vucevic over half a block. Nikola Vucevic over half a block. That's the first one. Second one that I'm going to give out is going to be related to that, or we'll get to that Clippers game in a minute, but it's going to be James Harden over 7.5 assists. Might be a touch high. I like it more at 6.5. If I could get it over 6.5, I like that a whole lot more. But 7.5, I still do like. Those are 2 more picks for helping us hit our live goal. Appreciate you, Damian Skyberg. Again, we're putting up some fun live goals today. Just seeing what we can go with. Thanks so much for the cap. Appreciate that. Having some fun. Hope you guys are enjoying life, having a great day. It is a wonderful day in this world, and I hope you guys are experiencing it in the best way possible. Wilksy, should I trade Achan for Devontae Smith and James Conner? I don't hate the idea, actually. If you're able to pull it off with Achan being out, I understand Achan may have value rest of season, but at this point, it's very, very shaky in terms of consistency. Ryan, do I trade Metcalf and Saquon for Diggs and Achan? I mean, that kind of goes counter to what we were just saying. If you're willing to take the gamble on Achan, I like Diggs upgrading over Metcalf. If you're not willing to, I think Saquon's a better own. Kyle, Wilson, Puka, or Ridley. Kyle, I'd go Ridley. User 9880, I'd go Mostert. User 9880, I'd go Mostert. Matt Chubb, would you trade Chase for more? Yes, I would, and here's the reason why. When Justin Fields has been on the field, DJ Moore is playing out of his mind. He is averaging almost around 100 yards per game, a touchdown or two. He has been phenomenal when Justin Fields has been healthy. Chris, between Herbert, Wilson, and Chandler, I'm going to go Jeff Wilson just barely. Damian Skyberg, I'd go Nico Collins. Damian Skyberg, I'll go Nico Collins. I don't feel great about it. Barkley's got a good matchup against the Patriots, but Nico Collins, I expect that to be a shootout between the Jaguars and the Texans. I'll take Nico Collins in that one. Sean, Kyron or Raheem Mostert? I'd go Raheem Mostert, Sean. Steven, start two. I'd go with Evans, and I'd go Evans and Adams. Steven, I'd go Evans and Adams. Ryan, should I trade Mixon away now that Burrow is out? Mixon's going to retain a decent amount of value, actually. He's going to get plenty of carries. So I'm not as quick to trade Mixon as I would be maybe Chase. Chef Roy's Juice. Half PPR and a super flex. Oh, I'd go... If you want to go more, I'm okay with it, but Ford's probably my favorite play. I think I like Ford just barely over more, but it's close. Would you trade Chase and Wilson for Ayuk and DK? Yes. Fiji's, yes, I would. Cody, thanks so much for the roses, buddy. Clip Central, I'd go Flowers. Clip Central, I'd go Flowers. Just barely over Addison. Super close. Guys, by the way, Justin Jefferson is not playing. Justin Jefferson is out this week. But Fumble Fantasy, Swift or Mixon, or play both. I probably lean towards Mixon, believe it or not. Mixon's probably the better start out of those two, but Fumble Fantasy. Emery, I would start Ford and Mostert. Emery, Ford, and Mostert. Ranger, if Brown is out tonight. D. Turner, thanks for the money gun, D. Turner. If Brown is out tonight, do you still pick the Celtics? Absolutely. Absolutely. I still like the matchup against the Magic, so I still like the Celtics even if Jaylen Brown is out tonight. We've seen the Celtics over the last few weeks. They've actually been able to survive with some players out. So it's not one of those teams where I'm worried that the star player is out. The overall quality of production goes down. Celtics are so deep. They're so balanced. And frankly, when Jaylen Brown or Jason Tatum or Porzingis or somebody else isn't on the floor, it just gives opportunities to guys like Derek White, Drew Holiday, others, Peyton Pritchard, who shoot threes. This Celtics team is focused on shooting threes. Not always the worst thing. D. Turner, thanks so much for the marvelous confetti. You are crushing it today. Appreciate you. We've got a picks to give out, guys. You guys are giving us some love, so we've got picks to give out. Let's drop a few more game picks for you guys on the NBA side of things, and then we'll get over to the NHL in just a few minutes. Another NBA game pick, guys. Another NBA game pick. I'm taking the Pacers on the money line. Pacers on the money line. Thank you, Ranger, for the fireworks. Thank you, Ranger. We just hit another live goal. We're taking Pacers on the money line, guys. Pacers on the money line. Next bet that we're going to take, same game. Pistons, Pacers, over. Want to make sure I'm getting this price right. So let me go take a look at it. That is Pistons, Pacers. It's set right now at 245.5. That is ridiculously high. However, there's more to this than first meets the eye. I would buy this at 241.5. Over 241.5. That's a great play. Now, we're going to do some quick research here. Again, using Killer Sports. Killer Sports is a great website database where we can look at long-term historical data. It's not as good as Outlier as a sports betting tool, but it does allow us to check out some things. Really quick, when the NBA has had a total of over 248, okay? The line for that the total for that Pistons-Pacers game is set at 249.5. Let's see what the total, how things have gone when the total is set at 248. Now, it's only happened once this year. The over hit. Let's go back. Let's go since 2022. Have we seen a total this high? Guys, there has only been one total. There's only been a total twice this has hit this high. Let's go 2020. Let's see. D. Turner, thanks for the galaxy. Guys, if I place this back, since 2000, there have been 4 games with a total above 248. 4 games over 248 since 2000. All of them have gone over. All 4 games have gone over, and they haven't been close. So, guys, I am actually going to shift this up. Pistons, Pacers. That is going to be one of my sharps plays of the day. And you just got to reveal on how I do my research. I use Outlier. I use killersports.com. We look at trends like this. Since 2000, there have been 4 NBA games with a total at least 249, or at least 248 rather, just like today's Pistons-Pacers game. All 4 have gone over. We're taking the over today, guys. Another bet for you guys up on the board. D. Turner, I'd go Downs. D. Turner, I'd go Josh Downs. Thanks so much for supporting the show. We still have a lot more picks to give out, so don't worry, guys. We're not doing anything but giving out picks and fantasy advice the rest of the show. So make sure you guys continue to tap that screen and ask your questions. Let's get back to some questions. Should I trade Mixon for Kyren? I'm on the fence. I lean towards yes, but I'm on the fence. Cooper Stone, I'd go Mostert. Cooper Stone, I'd go Mostert. Raymond, start 2. Gus, Pacheco, or Mostert? Raymond, I'd start Pacheco and Mostert. Raymond, Pacheco and Mostert. Buddy Heels, Evil Twin, thanks so much for the follow. J Pickle 23, yo, should I bench Wilson for Kincaid in my flex? My tight end one is Hawkinson. I kind of like it, actually. I do like it. Now, the Eagles did a good job of defending Travis Kelce, but he also had some drops. So I'm going to lean towards Kincaid over Wilson. Very, very close, though. Brian Martin, can't decide between Tua and Fields this week. I'm going to lean towards Fields. And the reason I say that is, one, his connection with DJ Moore should get you points in the passing game. I also feel like DJ Moore could be successful against the Vikings in the run game. So I actually like Justin Fields a little bit more. Hey, pick 2. I'd go Mitchell and I'll go Higgins. Hey, I'll go Mitchell and Higgins, though I don't love it. Raymond, got to you. Let's get more questions up here. Michael Thomas, I'll go Tank Dell. Michael Thomas, Tank Dell. Andrew, Hill or McBride rest of season? Andrew, I'd go Hill. Andrew, I'd go McBride. Andrew, I'd go McBride rest of season. LaBoomstick, Body Bag, Godwin or Breece Hall? I'd go Godwin. Breece Hall I like, but I like Godwin's matchup a whole lot more. Jack Berkowitz, start 3. Jack, I'd go Pacheco, Jacobs, and Bijan. Pacheco, Jacobs, and Bijan over Swift. Jeremy, I'm going to go Kirk. Jeremy, I'll go Christian Kirk over Olave. Ian P.Y., I'd go Jeff Wilson Jr. Ian P.Y., I'd go Jeff Wilson Jr. Isaiah Vega, trade White for Henry and Devontae Smith. I'd be okay with it. You're getting enough value back. Worried about Tyreek Hill and his hand injury. Jorge, he came back last game. I'm not really worried about it today. I do think Tyreek Hill finds the end zone. So I'll put that one up here as well. I think Tyreek Hill is going to get an anytime touchdown. So another pickup on the board for you. We have more player prop bets, more game picks, a lot more to get to. So feel free to keep throwing those questions in there, but we're going to be giving out a lot of picks throughout the show. Is Tony Pollard back? Jack, I've been saying he's a good own for the last few weeks. He just has had really favorable matchups recently. Panthers was favorable. Commanders was favorable. He's got a few coming up against the Giants that's favorable. So, Jack, I do like Tony Pollard moving forward. Love yours. I'd go Jaylen Warren. I wouldn't trade him. I wouldn't trade White for Jaylen Warren, but I do like Jaylen Warren more this week, but I wouldn't make that trade. Jaden, start 2. I'd go Nico Collins and Josh Downs. Jaden, Nico Collins, and Josh Downs. RJ, I'd start Jalen Waddle. RJ, I'll start Waddle just barely. Nick, Herbert or Stroud this week? I'd go CJ Stroud. Jacksonville has a terrible pass defense. I like CJ Stroud's matchup a whole lot more. Kyle, I'd go Mostert over Weil. Kyle, I'd go Mostert over Waddle. Thanks for the question, and I appreciate you being with us. No matter the platform you're watching on, TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, it is so wonderful to have you guys with us every single day. I hope you guys love the content. I hope you love the network. Make sure you guys hit that follow button. And I do got to call us out. It is Black Friday, so make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. I will be dropping an exclusive code for 50% off immediately after the show. Make sure you go to our website, check out what you guys want to go get, and then make sure you check out, we will put out on Instagram a sales code so you can get 50% off. We got a lot of cool shirts in here. Our Team Cashing Ticket shirts, our NFL shirts. We've got an NBA shirt. We're going to add some more. We also have some cool new shirts, including the Allen Iverson Stepover shirt. If you guys haven't seen this yet, it is one of our cooler new items that we have in the store. We also have the Odell Beckham Jr. one-handed catch. The anniversary of that was yesterday. If you're a Giants fan, this is a must-own. This is a great picture. We got it off of Getty. Getty gave us the license to it, so we own the license to it. So, guys, this is a great shirt to own. Make sure you go check out yours today. Odell Beckham Jr. Or Barry Sanders. You're looking for a cool Barry Sanders shirt? We have a new one on our website. Again, go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Check out some of these new shirts that we've got up here. We will be posting new shirts throughout the week, hopefully giving you guys a lot of good material for Christmas. Or whatever holiday you celebrate. Lucas, I like Tank Dell. Lucas, I do like Tank Dell this week. He is a good play. Jorge, I like Stroud over Herbert. Stroud over Herbert. DDY Dak. DDY Dak. Thoughts on Garrett Wilson? He's an okay start today, but there are some other players I prefer. LC, I'd probably go Titans. LC, I'm leaning towards the Titans, maybe just barely. Very close between that entire group. Alex Ramirez, I'd go Breece Hall. Alex Ramirez, I'm going to go Breece Hall just barely. Landon Wilson, great to see you today. Love seeing our logo in the comment section. Thanks for using that emoji. Landon Wilson, I'd go Bijan, Moore, and Kirk. Bijan, Moore, and Kirk. Just barely over Waddle. I'll go Bijan, Moore, and Kirk, Landon Wilson. Those will be the three for me. Great to see you today on this Friday. Austin, Waddle, or Wilson? I'd go Waddle probably, actually. Noah, Kamara, or Pittman? Noah, I'd go Pittman. Pittman's got the better matchup. Damian Skyberg, how do you feel about Tua over half an interception? Good question. Let's take a look at that on Outlier. I actually haven't given a good look to that player prop bet. Let's go take a look at Tua Tagovailoa on his interceptions total. Maybe we could find something that's valuable here. So, the under is the better play. The under is the better play in terms of implied probability. However, this has been a pretty good trend of late. This has cashed in 7 of his last 10 starts. Head-to-head against the Jets, this has cashed in 2 straight games. Kind of like the play, honestly. Again, head-to-head, this has been a good play. Last 5, this has cashed in 3 out of the last 5. Now, if we shift it to look at home games, this has cashed in 4 out of the last 5. I like this bet, guys. I like this bet. Against the Jets, it cashed the last time they played, which was 2021. That's the only part of this maybe I don't like, is the head-to-head history is a little long in the tooth. That said, I do like Tua Tagovailoa over half an interception. I'm not going to put it up on my big board, but I do like that one, Damian Skyberg. Good find. Cam Thompson, I'd go Javonte. Madison is a terrible start this week. Cam, I'd go Javonte Williams. Gordon, I'd go Sutton. I'd go Sutton over James Cook. Bad matchup for James Cook this week against that Eagles run defense. Who could I get for Chase? A top 3? Absolutely not. Chase's values plummeted. No, I think here's the problem with a lot of people who are going to try and trade Jamar Chase is they think they're trading a wide receiver 1. You're not. You're trading a wide receiver 2 right now. So your expectations for your return on the trade should absolutely be readjusted. Brian Martin, I'd go Diggs. Brian Martin, you got to go Diggs. Mitch, I'm going to go Fields over Kyler. Fields over Kyler just barely. Super Pants, great to see you, Super Pants. Asking your question, Mostert, Kyron Williams, or Hall? Super Pants, I'd go Mostert. Super Pants, I'd go with Mostert for that one. Tony, Stevenson or Breece Hall? Really tough one, actually. I might lean just slightly towards Breece Hall, but it's close. JZ017, need 2. I'd go Godwin and Ridley. I like Downs a lot, but I'd go Godwin and Ridley. Jason Warren, I'd go Zay Flowers. Jason Warren, I'd go Zay Flowers. What's a good receiving prop in today's game? I'm going run heavy today on both sides. Hobby report, I am as well. I actually am not touching too many receiving plays today, in part because this game features a lot of great cornerbacks. You could argue 3 of the best cornerbacks in the NFL, Xavier Howard, Jalen Ramsey, and Sauce Gardner, will be featured in this game. These are 2 defenses where I think they're more vulnerable in the running attack, so I'm going to lean away from the receiving prop bets, and I'll stay with the rushing prop bets more. Lucas Rabdin is asking about Derrick Henry's player prop bet for this upcoming Sunday. Let's take a look at this one. Now, I will say I like it, but let's make sure that the trends and stats back that up as much as my instinct backs that up. So, rushing yards for Derrick Henry set. You got it at 62.5. I love that because the over at 69.5 rather, is a good play. First of all, this is a great matchup. This is a great matchup for him. This is one of the worst run defenses in the league in the Carolina Panthers. They are 30th in the league in terms of rushing yards allowed to running backs. I understand that the last 2 weeks may be a little disappointing for Derrick Henry, but if we look at it in home games, 6 straight games, guys, I have to put this on my board. This could end up being one of my favorite bets of Sunday. This is a phenomenal bet. I know it doesn't apply to today, but this is a great bet. Derrick Henry over, if you got it at 62.5 rushing yards, phenomenal. But I'd also take it at the over 69.5. I think this is going to cash, guys. I'm even going to put this in my notes for Sunday. That way I don't miss it. We just look at the trends on this one. It's a good play. Derrick Henry over 69.5 rushing yards, guys. That's a great bet against the Carolina Panthers run defense that is atrocious. Let's take a quick look at one more. Let's take a look at the touchdowns. Over half a touchdown. The Panthers are the worst defense in the NFL at allowing rushing touchdowns or allowing touchdowns to running backs. They are the worst in the NFL. Now, in home games, Derrick Henry, 5 out of the last 6. Put this one up on the board as well, guys. Derrick Henry over half an anytime touchdown. These are great bets, guys. I got to admit, I did not look these up yet because I haven't gone into my Sunday player prop bets just yet. But Derrick Henry over half an anytime touchdown is a phenomenally good bet. That's a must-have. Great find by Lucas. Lucas, great job, buddy. Joe Cal, Dobbs over Mahomes. No, I'd go with Mahomes. And you believe the Chiefs are going to lose? Joe Cal, I'd love to take some side action with you because KC ain't losing to the Raiders this week. Hate to break it to you, but no chance. Coming off that loss at home last week, I'll take the Chiefs versus the world this week. In fact, I'll put that up on my board right now. I know we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're giving out some picks for Sunday already, but I'm throwing this one up on my board as well, guys. Chiefs, money line. I am not having any hesitation about this. The Chiefs embarrassed themselves in that Monday night game. It was their mistakes. If the Chiefs have been outplayed, maybe I feel differently about it. But you know what, Joe Cal? The Chiefs failed. I think they're going to have a great week of practice. I think they're going to come in very aggressive. I like the Chiefs on the money line in that game. Brad, Pittman, Puka, Addison, or Henry? I'd go Derrick Henry. We just looked at the stats. Incredibly favorable matchup against the Carolina Panthers. Brad, GOAT, I'd go with Derrick Henry. Frederick, traded Puka for Taylor. I do think it's a good trade. Yep. Landon Wilson, who would you like more? Jacobs versus the Chiefs, Bijan. Landon, I'd go Bijan against the Saints. Max, pick 2 in a non-PPR. I'd go Warren, and I'll go Bijan. Warren and Bijan will be the 2, just barely over Kyron. Nick, Mostert. I'd go Mostert rest of season. Lucas, appreciate you. Click. Thought it would be a blowout early and started Mahomes over Dak, like you said. Hopefully Patrick goes off. By the way, part of the reason I actually am surprised that Dak performed so well is that they kept chucking for the end zone. So I click. I'm sorry that I didn't give the Dak start, but at the same time, I think Mahomes is going to have a good game. So I don't think you're in a bad spot either way. I am sorry because our DFS lineup had Dak yesterday, and we did really well in our DFS lineup. So clearly a reflection on Dak's performance. Jay, I'd go Adams over Jamar Chase. Just barely. Sean Hammond, I'd go Waddle. Waddle over James Conner. Guys, when we hit our next live goal, we're going to drop more picks for you guys. Matt, I would start Ridley over Waddle. Ridley over Waddle. Adisu. I'd go Jay Watson. I'd go Watson. Ant, Waddle or Swift? I'm going to go Waddle. Ant, I'll go Waddle just barely. Sean, Tua versus the Jets. Trevor Lawrence versus the Texans. I'm going to go Trevor Lawrence. Trevor Lawrence has the better matchup. Jets are bad against the run, but they're better against the pass. Trevor Lawrence has a good matchup against the Texans team that gives up a lot of passing yards. Evans got swag. I'd go Kyron Williams. Evans got swag. I'd go Kyron Williams. Logan Hunton 913. Logan Hunton 913. I'd go Mostert and Collins. Mostert and Collins. Yo boy Alex, I'd go Bijan. Yo boy Alex, I'd go Bijan Robinson over Keaton Mitchell. T, I'd go Baker. T, I might go Baker just barely. It's very, very close. The matchup for Baker is more favorable. That's why I say it. Eddie Diesel, Kyron Williams or Devontae. Eddie Diesel, I'd go Kyron Williams just barely. John Gonzalez, I'll go James Conner. John Gonzalez, I'll go Connor. Sims, I'd go Jalen Warren. Sims, I'd go Jalen Warren. Hope you guys are loving the show. Hope you guys love the content and the conversation. If you do, hit the follow button right now. If you're watching on TikTok, hit the follow button. If you're watching on YouTube, Twitch, or Kick, make sure you subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. And of course, no matter the platform, hit the like button. That way the algorithm can get tickled and other people can learn about Butt Fumble Sports so we can grow one sports fan at a time. Pick two, Thielen, Ridley, Waddle, or Garrett Wilson. I'd go Ridley and Thielen. Believe it or not. Iricho, I'd go Flowers over Thielen. McKenzie, I'm going to go Dobbs. I'll go Dobbs. D-Clan, trade Herbert and Dell for Hurts. Dell is on my bench. It's okay. I don't love it, but it's okay. Hurts is performing well enough for me to like it, purely because he gets those rushing touchdowns. G, I'm going to go Kyler. I'll go Kyler. Jay, Jamar Chase is playing a bad team. That's right, Jay, yeah. But it doesn't change my opinion that I just gave out. User, I love when people are like, did you know he's playing the team? Like, we study the matchups. So, Jay, you don't have to worry. Every piece of advice I give is based on data, trends, analytics, and studying the matchup prior to the game, obviously. So, do we always get it right? Hell no, we don't always get it right. And anyone who tells you they do is full of malarkey. That said, we do really well at giving out picks and giving out research and data and analytics to help you guys make the most informed decision possible. So, yes, we're very aware of the matchups this week. Landon Wilson, hey, have we answered who we like more? Yeah, I did. Landon Wilson, I said Bijan. Landon Wilson, I said Bijan Robinson. John Gonzalez, thoughts on Kupp if he plays? If he's healthy enough to go, it's a good matchup for him against the Cardinals. Landon Wilson, we got you, buddy. Franny, I'd go Kyron and Saquon. Franny, I'd go Kyron and Saquon. Trade Ayuk. No, I wouldn't. Ayuk's got good value. Ridley, I'd go Ridley over Thielen. Deer or Buck, I'd go Ridley over Thielen. Thanks so much for the question. Should we give out more picks, guys? Should we be giving out more picks? I feel like we need to give out some NHL picks. Mac Dadwood, great to see you, my dude. Hope you're having a great day. Do you think Dak is a top 3 QB this season? Yo boy Alex, purely by the stats, yes. That said, do I actually think that he deserves that? No, because I think his schedule has been dog poop. I think Dak Prescott, I'm going to go on a rant for one quick second. Dak Prescott is having a phenomenal season. Statistically, he is a top 5, maybe even a top 3 quarterback. But I will be that person that rains on the Cowboys parade. This is classic Cowboys. They face poor opponents, especially at home, and they trounce them. They put up massive points. Great. Wait till they play a real competitor, especially on the road. If Dak Prescott, like we expect, has to travel on the road, I don't expect Dak Prescott to put up these stats against some of these other defenses in the NFC. So he may be able to do it against the Commanders and the Panthers and the Patriots. But do I think Dak Prescott is actually going to perform as well in the postseason as he is now? Hell no. The competition gets harder. I think Dak Prescott is kind of having his honeymoon phase. Real life's going to come crashing down on him pretty soon. Noah, I'd go Mostert over Bijan. Noah, Mostert over Bijan. Ian, I'd go Derrick Henry. I'd go Derrick Henry just barely. Kale, I'm not a hater. I really like Dak Prescott. I liked him at Mississippi State. I like him as the quarterback of the Cowboys. I actually think Dak Prescott gets shit on way too often, but do I think this year he is overrated? Yes. Not because he's not playing really well. He's playing exceptionally well. He's just not doing it against great competition. Now, the counter argument is he can only play who's on his schedule. I agree. However, when he's played tougher competition on his schedule, he hasn't performed as well. So it's not that I don't like Dak. It's not that I'm a hater. It's not that I don't think Dak's having a phenomenal year. It's that, do I think Dak's performance right now can be replicated come the postseason against some of the better competition in the NFL? No, I don't. Sean Walker, I'd go Jalen Warren. Sean Walker, I'd go Jalen Warren. Sam, I'm going to go Trevor Lawrence just barely. Very close for me, though. Hobby Report, I'd go CJ Stroud. Hobby Report, I'd go CJ Stroud. JPG, dude, can you answer my question? JPG, I haven't seen it. You might have put in a word that we accidentally banned. So if you could, oh, we got you now. JPG, Thielen or Devontae Smith? I'd go Thielen. I think Thielen actually has a greater opportunity to pop. He's going to get plenty of targets. So JP, I'd go Thielen. JPG, I'd go Thielen. Wow, you really spammed me there, didn't you? It's my username. Pick 2 in the PPR. I'd go Wilson and Mitchell. It's my username. I'd go Wilson and Mitchell. JPG, you didn't need to spam like that, though. Frederick, I'd go Godwin. Frederick, I'll go Godwin. HSBU, great to see you. I'd go Ford. HSBU, I'd go Ford. That Silver Z, I'm going to lean just slightly, I think, towards the Steelers. I'll go Steelers, that Silver Z. Bub, 13S7, I'd go Jalen Warren. Bub, 13S7, I'd go Jalen Warren. Steven Lentz, I'd go Warren. Steven Lentz, I'd go Warren. Saragam G, I'd go Jalen Warren over Downs. Guys, if you can't tell, I love Jalen Warren this week. Great matchup against the Cincinnati Bengals. Love Warren, especially now that he's the solidified RB1. Raymond, Deontay Johnson, or Gabe Davis. I'll go Gabe Davis just barely. Close, but I'll go Gabe Davis. JPG, appreciate you. Brian Martin, I'd go Jacobs. I'll go Jacobs and Mixon. I'll go Jacobs and Mixon just barely. The Vinyl Guy, that's dummy, outplayed Hurts easily in Philly. Best record in football. The Vinyl Guy, I'm interested by the take. First of all, he did outplay Jalen Hurts, but you also have to argue Jalen Hurts was facing the tougher defense. So again, it kind of speaks to my point. Dak Prescott lost that game. Dak Prescott made the mistake of stepping out. I know there are a lot of Cowboy defenders right now that are just going to swipe away from me, but Cowboy defenders, can we be honest? Dak Prescott lost that game. He put up great stats, but he should have won. He faced a defense that wasn't as good as the one Jalen Hurts was playing, and he lost. It's not that I don't like Dak. It's not that I'm not big on Dak. I think very highly of Dak Prescott, but people are trying to sell me on Dak Prescott being able to replicate what he's done in the regular season against the Patriots, Panthers, and now the Commanders and say he can do it in January. Maybe he can if he's at home. If Dak Prescott gets the number 1 seed in the NFC, maybe it's possible, and that's obviously very much in the running. So I got to pull back maybe a little bit. If Dak Prescott could get that number 1 seed, I could see him having really good performances at home. But if Dak Prescott has to travel on the road to San Francisco, to Philly, if he's got to go make those kinds of plays in a hostile environment against a good defense, I don't know. Oregon or Oregon State tonight. Let's take a quick look at it. Did you see the Cowboys eat turkey after a touchdown? Yo, boy, Alex, it's not finable. I saw it. If that's finable, then Mark Sanchez eating a hot dog on the sidelines is finable. I actually didn't have a problem with it, to be honest. I thought it was kind of just like, the game was over. Like, if it was a 2-score game, fine. But that game was a blowout. Yo, boy, Alex, I didn't make too much of it. Them eating turkey on the sidelines before the game was over. It wasn't too big a deal for me. Really quick, we're getting a question about Oregon State. We're getting a question about Oregon State. And I want to look at that game, but I'm going to pull back the research on this one for you guys. And we are going to be looking at Killer Sports for this one. Outlier does a great job of allowing us to look at trends more recently, but I really want to look at Oregon State from a historical standpoint. So we're going to look at college football. This is on Killer Sports. If you're watching over on TikTok, just bear with us. We're going to do some quick research so we can get a good understanding of if Oregon State is a good one to bet on. So this game, let's say since 2000, team is Oregon State. Got to make sure I'm putting in the code right. Oregon State. And the opposing team is Oregon. And we're saying that they are an away dog because this is at Oregon. So, since 2000, team Oregon State. No results. ORST, that's right. Opposing team. Weird. Why isn't this going through? This should be. It's Oregon State. Yeah, they're away. No results. Let's take a look. Why? Oh, that's wrong. I don't know why Killer Sports is screwing up, but we're not going to wait on it. So screw that. I can't give you good advice on that one. I'm going to have to do my research later. 2K Sway, Achan is not playing. 2K Sway, Achan is not playing. Gus Edwards is the play. Dominic, I'd go Warren. Dominic, I'd go Warren. G-Men on top. I'd go Josh Allen. G-Men on top. I'd go Allen just barely. Oregon has the upper hand. That's Silver Z. I tend to agree. I was looking for the spread, though. That's why I was asking it, though. Can you name your top 3 cornerbacks this season? I mean, you got to say Bland of the Cowboys. The dude has literally set a record. He's been phenomenal. The answer is no. I can't name it because I'd have to do some research on it. So, we dem boys, non-PPR pick 2. I'd go Flowers and Waddle. We dem boys, I'd go Flowers and Waddle. Should I start Breece Hall or Waddle in the flex? I think I'd start Breece Hall just barely. We Swantland 12, pick 1. I'd go Nico Collins. Wes Wantland 12. I'd go Nico Collins. Matt, I'd go Stevenson over Chandler. Matt, I'd go Stevenson over Chandler. Oofy Nut, I'd go Bijan. Oofy Nut, I'd go Bijan. Richard, Moore, Evans, Thielen, and Tank. Who are you starting as wide receiver 1, 2, and the flex? Okay, I'd go Moore, I'd go Evans, and I'm going to go Dell. I love Thielen this week, but I love all 4 of those wide receivers, so Thielen would actually be the one I'd sit probably. Jacob, I'd go OBJ. Jacob, OBJ has a phenomenal matchup against the Chargers. I'm going Odell Beckham Jr. Ivan, I'd go Kyler. I'd go Kyler. Getting Jamar, getting Jefferson. JD, I'd probably do it. Cup or Mostert. Trey, I'd go Mostert. Trey, I'd go Mostert. Do you think Flowers is playing? Yeah, I think he is. Let me see if there's any word. He missed practice on Thursday with the hip. We'll have to keep an eye on it. I like Flowers if he can play. If he doesn't, means Odell Beckham Jr.'s value skyrockets. We love OBJ if Flowers somehow can't play. Matt, Jonnu or Freiermuth? Great question. I'm going to lean towards Freiermuth just barely. The Bengals are the worst defense in the NFL against tight ends. So if Freiermuth's healthy enough to go, I would go Freiermuth. Brandon Reiter, I'd go Mostert. Brandon Reiter, I'd go Mostert. The real Boudreaux, I'd go Mostert. The real Boudreaux, I'd go Mostert. Thanks so much for being with us. Great to have you with us. Leighton, I'd go Mostert. Leighton, I'd go Mostert. Dominic, Olave or Thielen? That's a tricky one. I'm going to say Olave, but Thielen might be the better play. It's close. Toke, drop Myers or London. I'd probably drop Myers of those two. K-A-I. Achan is not playing, guys. Achan is not playing today. TikToker, I would start Downs. I do like Downs this week. Achan is not playing. Barack, Achan is not playing. He is not playing today. Richard, I also have Saquon on the bench. Should I replace Kamara or Swift at the running back? Yes, I would. I'd get Saquon in my lineup. Probably over Swift just barely. It's close, though, between Swift and Kamara, who I would rather start. But Saquon, I'd get in there. Brennan, I'd go Waddle. So do you like Warren over 48.5 rushing yards this week since you like the matchup so much? Yes, I do. Great question, JP. Let's look at it really quick. We'll look at rushing yards really quick for Jaylen Warren. Jaylen Warren, 49.5 is what I'm seeing. You're seeing it at 48.5. Kind of goes to tell you the line movement. Now, this hasn't been a great trend in terms of maybe over the last 10 games, but if we look over the last few, road games not as much, but you got to think he was an RB2 for a majority of these games. So, in the last few weeks when he's been an RB1, 3 straight games this has gone over. And again, the Bengals against the running back position, they give up the 31st most rushing yards in the league, second most rushing yards in the league. Against running backs, they're a little bit better, but not much. I'm taking Jaylen Warren on this one. However, if you wanted to maybe be a bit smarter, no, rushing plus receiving yards isn't favorable enough. It's been a decent trend, but I don't like it enough. I was going to say take rushing plus receiving, but it's not good enough. I would take the rushing yards, though. I'll put it up on my board for you guys just so we have it for later this weekend. Jaylen Warren over 49.5 rushing yards. I do like that one for this Sunday. Once upon a birdie, I'd go full PPR. I'd go Addison. Once upon a birdie, I'd go Addison. Lucas, I'd go Dell. I'm going to go Dell just barely. The Jaguars are so bad against the pass. I like Thielen a lot, but Dell's got too favorable a matchup. Sam, I'm going to lean just slightly, I think, towards the Chiefs defense. I think the Chiefs defense. Emery, I'd go Mostert and Ford. Rhodes, I'd go Mostert. Peach Fuzz, I'd go Jaylen Warren. Cody Duet, great to see you, Cody. Start 2, I'd go Downs and I'd go Kyren Williams. Cody. Thanks so much for the question. Barack, I'd go Ridley. I'll go Ridley if Flowers doesn't play. If somehow Flowers is healthy enough to go, I'd go Flowers. Otherwise, Barack, it would be Ridley. If Dak performs as usual on the Eagles in 2 weeks, would it surprise you? Your boy Alex, it wouldn't surprise me if Dak has a good game against the Cowboys in 2 weeks because it's at home and the Eagles' pass defense is not good. I want to make sure I stress this. The Eagles had a better game on Monday night against the Chiefs, but if the Chiefs could catch some passes, we wouldn't be saying that. So Dak could have a good game, but again, Dak at home versus Dak on the road, 2 different players for me right now. 2K Sway, I'd go Dell just barely over Downs. 2K Sway, I like both players, but I'll go Dell just barely over Downs. Again, guys, hope you're having a great Black Friday. Make sure you go to our store, buttfumblesports.com, and check out our merchandise, some of our shirts. Get yourself something or get someone you love, a sports fan in your life, something from our store. I will be putting out a discount code, a sales code on Instagram after the show. So if you guys want 50% off everything in the store, just check my Instagram later today. I'll be putting out a code, a Black Friday code for all of the merch that we have on our store, 50% off. So whether it's a shirt, a hat, one of our NFL themed or NBA themed shirts, all of it will be 50% off. All you have to do is go to Instagram, check out our code. We'll put that up there after the show, and then go to our website and get yourself some cool merchandise. Again, we've got some great new shirts. I'll put it up here so you guys can see it. One of my favorite new ones, as I showed earlier, was the AI Step Over. Love that new shirt. Hope a lot of you guys go get it for yourself. Herbert or Jeff Wilson Jr. Couple finds, I'd go Jeff Wilson Jr. Let's give out some NHL picks, guys. I've been waiting for the live goal to get hit. We haven't hit it in a while. So let's give out some NHL picks for you guys. Some NHL picks coming your way. First of all, Black Friday always means that the Bruins play in the afternoon. It's Black Friday with the Bruins. It's a famous thing here in Boston. And yes, I'm in Boston right now. Bruins on the money line today, guys. Bruins, Red Wings. I like them on the money line. Now, normally I would take the under in that one, but the Red Wings score enough goals where I'm going to avoid the total. I like Bruins on the money line. And yes, have I folded the Dolphins and the Bruins into a 2-game parlay already today? A Black Friday parlay is right. We have a couple more picks to give out. I will also take the Rangers on the money line. I also took the Rangers plus 1.5 for some parlays, just to add a couple of good parlay plays. That's one that I took. Rangers plus 1.5. Another NHL bet for you guys is going to be the Capitals plus 1.5. Capitals plus 1.5. If we hit our live goal before the end of the show, I'm going to be on for about 5 more minutes. If we hit our live goal before the end of the show, I will give out 2 best NHL bets. If we hit our live goal before the end of the show, 2 best bets, 2 sharps plays of the day for the NHL will be coming your way. So let's see if we can get one more Galaxy before the end of the show. C-Roll, thanks so much for the support, BF. Butt Fumble Sports, let's go. Great to see you. C-Roll, I'd go Stevenson. C-Roll, Stevenson's got the better matchup this week. Singletary's facing a good run defense. I'd go Stevenson. Stevenson over Singletary. Again, if we get one more Galaxy, 2 NHL best bets coming your way. Depressed Bears fan, I'm going to lean just slightly, I think, towards Dobbs. Depressed Bears fan, you know why. Bears give up a lot of passing yards, and I really like Dobbs. I like Tua, but I think Mostert could cut into his touchdown total. It's tricky because I think Tua could obviously go off. He has that capability. But I think Dobbs is probably the safer play, Depressed Bears fan. W. Haynes, I'd go Kyron Williams. W. Haynes, I'd go Kyron Williams. Matty Kupsik, it's a tough one. Saquon for Bijan, I'd probably do it. Patrick M19, I'd go DJ Moore. Patrick M19, DJ Moore is a must play for me. Rhodes, Thielen or Breece Hall, really tricky for me on this one. I'll lean maybe just slightly, I think, towards Thielen, but it's close. Would you do this? I get Henry for Montgomery. No. Parker Bledsoe, I still like David Montgomery more as an RB1 rest of season. Peanut, I'd go Mostert over Kyron. Peanut, Mostert over Kyron. Luka Wilder, I'd go Mostert. Luka Wilder, I'd go Mostert. Corn Dog, I'll go Bijan, I think. Rick, I'd go Waddle over Madison. Waddle over Madison. Titans fan, I'll go Pittman Jr. Titans fan, I know you won't like hearing that I should go with the go with the Colts, but I'll go Pittman just barely over Dell. JP, I haven't looked at that one yet. I like extending the point streak if I went anywhere, but I don't know about the goal. JP, I'll have to check Nylander after the show. SD, I'd go Jalen Warren. SD, I'd go Warren. Pepperize, I'm going to go Diggs. Pepperize, I'll go Diggs just barely. I like both, but I'll go Diggs just barely. Is it worth trading Cup anymore? Is his value still good? Very shaky value because of his health. If you could trade him for anything at this point, it might be worth it. Rich, I'd go Dobbs over Herbert. Dobbs over Herbert. Final minute of the show, guys, because we've almost hit an hour. I promised you guys I would do a full hour. Not feeling the best today, I got to admit. Not feeling my physical best, so I'm not going to stay on for too much longer. I will do a show later today, though. I will do a show either this afternoon or this evening, so we will be back on live. Make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you're subscribing. That way you don't miss any show. We're live multiple times on Fridays, Saturdays, Sundays usually. So make sure you hit that follow button. Make sure you subscribe so you know when we're live later this afternoon. Trevor, Raheem Mostert. Trevor, Mostert may be my favorite running back of the week. He's up there. He's in the top 3. So if you guys are asking about Mostert or anybody else, it's almost always Mostert. Dalton, Henry, or Ford, very close. I'll go Henry just because Ford's splitting touches with Kareem Hunt. But frankly, Henry and Ford are 2 of my favorite running backs this week. Ethan, should I trade Chase and Njoku for Hawkinson and Bijan? Yes, Ethan, I would do the deal. Peanut, I'd go Collins. Peanut, I'd go Collins. Brent, I'm going to lean just slightly towards Warren. Brent, I'll go Warren. User 806, I'd go Mostert. User 806, I'd go Mostert. Chalupa, I'd go Warren. Chalupa 24, I'd go Warren. Dan, I'd go London. Dan, I'd go Drake London. Brent, I'd go Warren. Oh, you need 3. Brent, I'd go Warren. I'll go Kamara, and I'll go Etienne. Warren, Etienne, and Kamara. Warren, Etienne, and Kamara, Brent. James, trade Mahomes and a 3rd for Pollard in a keeper league. No, wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. I'd rather have Mahomes, actually. Greg, I'd go Bijan. Greg, I'd go Bijan. Brandon Preston, I'd go Kirk. Brandon Preston, I'd go Kirk. Again, guys, if we hit that last live goal of the day, we will give out 2 favorite NHL picks, 2 sharps plays of the day that we are waiting to give out. If we don't give them out, that's okay. You can find them on the SHARPZ app. Again, if you want every bet that I make every day and you don't want to wait throughout the show, all you have to do is DM me on Instagram, Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. DM me on Instagram. I'll give you a link and a referral code so you can see every bet that I make every day on the SHARPZ app. SHARPZ sponsors our show. It's a social media app for sports bettors. No paywall. All you have to do is hit the link, put in the referral code. You can see every bet that I make every single day, but you have to DM me on Instagram, guys. DM Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. That's Butt Fumble Sports on Instagram. Guys, I'm going to sign off now. By the way, Clark, great to have you with us. Glad Debo worked out. Guys, I am going to sign off now. I will be live later this afternoon, so make sure you hit the follow button. Make sure you're subscribing. I will be live later this afternoon. Make sure you guys hit that follow button and you're subscribing, because I will be back for a second show later today. Just gonna kind of recover, not feeling my 100% best. So an hour-long show is good enough for me. I will be back on later this afternoon and early evening to give you guys more fantasy advice, sports betting advice, everything that you guys need to cash in on the sports weekend ahead. Cody, thank you so much for the kind words. Really appreciate all of you who are so kind to me every single day. It's not just Thanksgiving where we're thankful for each other. It's every day here at Butt Fumble Sports. One more reminder for you guys. We are going to have a Black Friday sale. I'm going to put out that code right now on Instagram. If you want to pick up some Butt Fumble Sports merch for yourself or someone, a sports fan that you know who will love it, make sure you check out our Instagram account and get that code so you can go over to our website and get some merch. 50% off, everybody. 50% off. With that said, everybody, it's so wonderful being with you. I will be back later today, so make sure you follow, make sure you subscribe, and I will catch you guys later this afternoon. Until then, have a great Friday, everybody. Make some good purchases for Black Friday and enjoy all the sports that are going to be going on. Until later, I'll see you guys. Goodbye, everybody.